I'm Spencer with the Itch Network, and let's take a look at the newest champion to be released by Riot in League of Legends, Kled, the Cantankerous Cavalier, which looks to be a pretty interesting champion. It actually has two different characters mashed into one, each with their own health bars. Get into more of that in a second. Absolutely fascinated by this one. Usually they go with the more dark, brooding champions. This one looks finally like a playful, interesting guy that we can actually use. So let's take a look and get started with his abilities. So the first one is passive. Scarl the Cowardly Lizard. This would be not assigned a Q, W, E, or R, just his passive ability. Kled's semi-trusty mount, Scarl, has its own health bar and takes damage in Kled's place while the two ride together. Any bonus health Kled picks up through items, runes, and masteries also applies to Scarl. When the lizard's life bar is whittled down to 0, it'll run for the hills, leaving Kled to fight alone. When fighting solo, Kled's abilities change and he gains movement speed while heading toward enemy champions. Kled can restore Scarl's courage and bring the Craven Critter back by attacking towers, champions, or epic monsters. Really interesting, man. So you can like chase his steed away, and then you can also come back when he's playing. That's cool. And now his Q, when he's mounted, is Bear Trap on a pole. Bear Trap on a rope. Kled throws a literal bear trap tied to a piece of rope, dealing damage to all enemies it passes through and attaching to the first enemy champion hit. If the Cantankerous Cavalier sticks close to the struck target for a couple of seconds, he'll reel in the rope, pulling his hapless target towards him while applying a slow and a decent chunk of damage. This ability deals bonus damage to minions. That's pretty neat. Look at that. See, he yanks him back. And I think this might work with another move that's going to be his next move. And if so, that's pretty clever. Although we'll see. Maybe. So the Q, when unmounted, is a pocket pistol. Never mind. Of course it can't work because one's unmounted and one's mounted. So anyway, Kled fires his gun, blasting a wad of bullets in a target direction and knocking himself backwards. So here you can see he's aiming it almost like Graves, but he shoots himself backwards when he does it. I was thinking that you could, I wasn't even reading that it was an option on the Q, but I was thinking that you could grab people with that thing and then use the gun to shoot yourself backwards. But either way, very, very neat. Nice little AoE. And a way to get out of danger. Everyone's got to have movement these days. So his W is called Violent Tendencies, and it's a passive. Kled's basic attacks cause him to frenzy, granting attack speed to his next 4 basic attacks. The 4th Frenzy Blow deals bonus damage based on the percentage of the target's maximum health. We know how popular these are. He just whittles away at that Scion is what it looks like. So that's pretty typical. I think we've seen moves like that before, almost like Vayne's, you know, main play structure, just minus the range. That's pretty tight. I guarantee you that's going to be overpowered. It already looks overpowered, but that will be overpowered later. And now his E is Jousting when mounted only. Kled and Scarl dash toward a target area, dealing damage to enemies in their path and temporarily gaining a burst of movement speed. If Jousting strikes a champion or large monster, Kled and Scarl can reactivate the ability to dash back through the struck target, again dealing damage. Let's see what we got here. So he jumps through and then you can activate it again to jump back through. That is super, super fascinating. It should make him really tough to hit, kind of like a Yasuo. How they can just dash around. Look up. And it offers a lot of opportunity for counterplay. That's just a really brilliant move. And finally his charge. I say charge like that because it's got a lot of A's in it. And this is R, so his ultimate. Kled and Scarl charge toward a targeted location, building up a shield and boosting the movement speed of allies in their wake. Scarl will home in on the first enemy encountered, ramming them to deal damage as a percentage of the target's maximum health. Look, and it leaves that really cool particle effect as it goes. I think with every champion they release, they get better and better at the graphics. Let's take a look at that again. It's kind of like Rammus's Q, and then it automatically targets somebody. That's cool. It doesn't say that it does anything else, like a slow or anything, or a knockout. And it looks like it just kind of bumped into him. Let's see if we can see like a knockup or anything going into that. Didn't mention one, but you never know. Let's be adventurous for once. See, it looks like there's a little pushback, but nothing major. I'm curious what the synergy is with that, but I guess we'll see when it comes out. Anyway, very, very cool. Hopefully you're as excited for Kled as I am, and I'll see you on the fields of justice. I'm Spencer, and thank you so much for watching.